I just created a copy of Forks or working repo to try an experiment. So I'm not trying it on the actual repo. I've made a copy. And if you take a look here at the home page, you'll see that the top part is where we put in Bootstrap CSS, our own local style sheet and font awesome. But the part that has all of the modules right now just has a comment for a target div. The rest of the page is the same thing as we had before. And now I'm going to uncomment this div, and I'm going to show you next something that I have at the end of the page. This is a script block that loads the files from the file system directly onto that tag. So I have a number of these that I created. So for example, my terminal module is here, all of it. And then I have my debugging module. It's here, and all of it is there. And so now instead of having them inside of the file, they are on a separate file in the file system. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, before I do that, here's the page. It doesn't have anything. Now, if I go back to this and I save it and I reload the page, then you'll see that all the content comes back. And the difference is that it's being now loaded dynamically from static HTML files in the file system. So this is much cleaner, but it has a couple of issues. One is that we can no longer drag and drop into the browser, which is very nice. And so I have to run a server. You can see here in my folder, Forks Experiment, I have to run that server. And if I just drag and drop, it complains about security permissions because the browser is reaching, or the JavaScript is reaching into the file system. And it might be messy, meaning we can organize certainly under it, just like we have in the past, Abel and John. However, this itself could get pretty long and pretty messy. I think it'll be smaller, and we can write some script that will combine every time we complete a couple of weeks into one big one. But anyway, I just wanted to run it by you and see if you had any thoughts, or if you were comfortable with right now we have a bit of a jungle of code, and it might start to break, but again, trade-off, design decisions.